cows made Jersey famous. Attractive tax laws made it rich.
We're the island of milk and money, both top quality products.
This tiny dot in the British Isles has a population of 90,000, but it's home to no less than 47 international banks. Almost $370 billion is administered here. That's about the same as the gross domestic product of Norway. John Hayes has lived here all his life and has observed the island's increasing dependence on foreign finance. Even so, here in Jersey, they don't like being called a tax haven.
They insist that it's called a well-regulated, transparent finance centre. But the whole idea of investment in Jersey is because, as they would call it, you have a tax advantage. To the man in the street, that means that you're not paying the income tax that you should be paying.
These plaques are the giveaway. Row after row line the front doors of office buildings in the main town. Each one represents an advocate. That's what you need to be registered here. Monaco might have the glitz, Switzerland may have the glamour, but Jersey, they say, is where the real money is.
Tax havens go out of their way to create secrecy, opacity. So we do not know what companies are doing. We do not know how resources are allocated, particularly within major companies who use tax havens for internal transactions. And as a result, there is a large part of the economy we don't know enough about.
It was Gordon Brown standing tall at the G20 summit with a promise of greater transparency in banking. The big change he initiated was a plan to name and shame tax havens. The biggest offenders would be put on a blacklist. Those promising to reform would find themselves on a grey list. Now, this is the interesting part. All Jersey needed to do to keep itself off the so-called grey list was to sign bilateral agreements for exchanging information with 12 countries. And it somehow reached that exact number of 12 just a week before the G20 summit. So, when world leaders announced a crackdown on tax havens, Jersey didn't even make the list of countries that would now be watched more closely. For many observers, that was a remarkable coincidence.
Well, it might appear that way, but it's simply not the case. I mean, I've explained to you why we ended up where we were, and that, as I say, was because these cooperation agreements needed the rest of the world to put pressure on the secrecy jurisdictions, and that's the key element.
Jersey has done just enough to avoid condemnation. It claims to uphold regulated banking practices, while others think it's just enabling tax cheats to keep milking the system. Hamish Macdonald, Al Jazeera, Jersey.